Let me ask about NFTs. So I'm gonna throw in a bit of a I don't know, maybe let's say a controversial statement. I'm a big fan of NFTs. I haven't invested a single dollar yet because I really wanna. I've been early in Bitcoin, made tons of money, more than hopefully I will never ever be able to spend. And now I'm looking into this NFT space, and I approach the same. I approach the same way as I did in Bitcoin. I want to talk to smart people. Want to talk to people about NFT who really I feel are probably way earlier than me, understand this way better, and I want to kind of pick their brain. And that's why I'm so glad that you're taking the time here. To me, the way people invest in NFT or the reasons they're investing in NFT right now, for example, digital art, to me is a bit wrong because they're investing for the art part and they're not investing for the story. They're not investing for the emotional part. So, for example, the people piece right now, right? I think the reason this thing is so valuable is not the 5,000 little pics. It's the
Oh,
story around it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
like,
very much.
how do you see that? Do you agree with me there? Because then, if let's say you disagree, fine. Then I would love to hear why. But if you agree, then I would love to. I would challenge that maybe crypto art is probably going to have a struggle as an NFT and maybe other
So,
forms would be more relevant. I'm just
so
throwing this in here.
yeah. So I agree with the first part, and I maybe slightly disagree with the second part. So
Okay.
you heard me before. I was initially skeptical of punks, but then I came back around and secured a real chunk of punks because of the story, and the
Yeah.
story being, and I have an investor brain, so that's going to skew it a little bit. It's not always the right way to look at things, and I'm sure there's plenty of things I'm going to miss out on because of that. But I circle CryptoPunks in particular because it's going to go down as like the history of NFTs. You can't tell NFT story without CryptoPunks, and that's why I'm
I
so
agree.
into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big part, right? I think CryptoPunks there could be a crypto, the same way people go to the Louvre or the MoMA in New York,
Yeah.
like there could be a CryptoPunk museum. And the
Mm-hmm.
dope part about the CryptoPunk museum is that they can do like, first of all, depending on timing, you're talking about AR and VR, but even if it's just the physical, things like Infinite Objects and other companies that are taking your NFTs and making them, for example, you know, this is something called Infinite Objects. This is an NFT that's a physical frame right now, right? Like this is already happening. So whether that's done through something like Infinite Objects or VR and AR, the cool thing is like a CryptoPunks museum doesn't necessarily physically need my punks, right? I can basically, if Larva Labs or whoever does the museum says, hey, we want to display your punks, I can I can just say, yes, that's fine. Like deal. Like I can do a smart contract and they can have the rights to display it and things like that. And so I think that's pretty damn cool. So that's where CryptoPunks come big for me. The other area where I've been investing is, it's funny, you hit the nail on the head. I'm looking for stories behind my NFT
Yes.
investment.
Uh-huh.
And when I say story, I'm also probably looking for a subset of justification for
Mm-hmm. The
the
value.
relevance and the significance moving forward. So another
Mm-hmm.
example is like and this one is in an interesting place right now. I have a few different beats, which is the on-chain generative music
Mm-hmm.
NFT. And the reason why I like Beats is because I think they have an ability to potentially make an everlasting impact on the music industry based on their model where, they created 27 beats. They allowed users to create 27 beats using the chain to create that music actually. And the first 27 that were minted, those are considered the masters. And then people could buy prints up to 120 prints of the master. And every time a print is bought, the master owner actually makes money, which is very much a publishing model that exists in music. And so I just thought that Beats being the first to kind of take that approach had historical significance. Another one that I thought was really interesting was hash masks, right? And what I liked about hash masks was just that, you know, they were the first one to have this really interesting playground of significance where there's all these hidden, it's like the Da Vinci Code. There's all this hidden meaning behind mask, and there's all these attributes that haven't been discovered yet, and people are finding Easter eggs. And I thought that was important and significant. What else can look at my wallet.
Have you like the interesting investments that I see at the moment would be those that are truly digital and have no utility in the physical world, but the utility comes from status or comes from this true story. You know, like the 5,000, my first 5,000 days, there's no utility in the real world. It's pure
Right.
status, and someone is willing to pay $69 million for that, right? To me,
Yeah.
that's groundbreaking. So,
Absolutely.
like, yeah.
But at the same token, it's groundbreaking from the perspective of it's groundbreaking for the NFT industry, but it's not groundbreaking for society. Some other person spent $69 million on a physical painting last year. Like, humans have done this. This has already been done. And that's kind of where, whenever the way I explain NFTs to people that I know that are skeptical, I do it this way. It's 2 quick sentences. I said, hey, I'm going to explain NFTs to you. Let's start here. Do you accept the fact that there are people that are wealthy that have willingly and will continue to willingly spend 7 figures, 8 figures, even 9 figures on paintings and sculptures in society, right? And you have to say yes. If you don't say yes, I just end the conversation because you're not willing to have the conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Next, are you willing to accept the fact that my 11-year-old nephew, the only thing that he wanted for his birthday was Microsoft Store credits so that he could buy Fortnite skins? and they sometimes have a hard, and if they say no, I say, well, then you should probably go look into the fact that that's a multi-billion-dollar industry, that there's literally billions of dollars a year being spent by kids and adults on non-utility based.
Yeah, I think that you have to add that it's non-utility. Like, I think for most people, it's
Fortnite
unbelievable.
By the way, sometimes people are like, well, do Fortnite skins give you like superpowers in the game? I'm like, no, you just look different and you look cooler. And it's literally no different than buying this hat, or it's a form of self-expression. And so when my nephew plays with his 3 friends and he buys a new outfit, it's him expressing himself to his friends and his opponents. And beyond that, there's no utility. And that's a multi-billion-dollar industry for Epic Games.
Yeah.
And so that if you can understand those 2 things, you can understand NFTs, in my opinion. You can understand why somebody spent $69 million on a Beeple.